Whenever I look at the youth, one thing becomes very clear to me. The greatest power in the world is the power of young people. But remember, power alone changes nothing. What truly matters is how you use that power. The future of every nation rests in the hands of its youth. And the difference is simple. Whether you keep your potential locked away in dreams, or whether you transform that potential into real progress. A true young person is not the one who fears obstacles, but the one who sees those obstacles as stepping stones. He does not run away from challenges. He embraces them as a test. Today, I want to speak to you about the real power of youth and how you can not only shape your own destiny, but also the destiny of your nation. Do you want me to make this intro sound more fiery and aggressive, like a rally speech, or more inspiring and calm, like a motivational lecture? You said, GIV me 6 kiwanos doni XPM. ChatGPT said, here are 6 sharp keynotes for your topic. Youth power, turning potential into progress. Youth are the driving force of national change. Potential means nothing without discipline and direction. Obstacles are opportunities in disguise for the young. True leadership begins with self-belief and hard work. Progress comes when dreams are turned into action. The strength of a nation lies in the vision of its youth. Do you want me to make these more punchy? One-liners for slides, thumbnails, or slightly longer sentences for speech delivery? You said kiwa autanango. One expediter entio 600 waras don't ADDENDNGCTNCS don't ADDNYCDNG's chat GPT said, youth are the driving force of national change. When we look at history, every great transformation, every revolution, every movement that altered the course of a society has always had its roots in the energy and passion of young people. The reason is simple. Youth carry within them a fire that is untainted by the weight of resignation or defeat. They believe change is possible even when the world around them has accepted the status quo. Their hearts beat with urgency. Their minds are full of fresh ideas, and their spirit is not yet worn down by fear. This unique combination of idealism and energy makes them the most powerful agents of progress a nation can ever have. A nation without youth who believe in their ability to change the world is like a body without a soul. It may continue to survive, but it cannot thrive. When we see young people standing up for what they believe in, whether it is justice, equality, or innovation, we witness the beginning of transformation. They are not just followers of the system. They are challengers of outdated systems. It is the young who ask questions, who refuse to accept mediocrity, and who push boundaries that others are too comfortable to test. Every technological advancement, every social reform, and every cultural renaissance has always been fueled by the vigor of youth. They do not wait for permission to dream. They dream first and then create the permission by their actions. This spirit is what shakes nations out of their slumber and pushes them into a new era of development. The driving force of youth is not just in their numbers, but in their courage to take risks. Where older generations may calculate endlessly before moving forward, the young have the audacity to step into the unknown. This courage is not recklessness, it is the recognition that progress cannot be achieved by standing still. It is the awareness that true change requires sacrifice, struggle, and resilience. Their mistakes become lessons, not just for themselves, but for the entire nation. Their victories become beacons of hope that inspire millions. Through this cycle of trial and triumph, youth become the heartbeat of progress. A society that empowers its youth and channels their energy is a society that guarantees its own future. Education opportunities and platforms for expression become the fuel that drives young people to innovate and lead. But even in the absence of resources, youth have always shown the ability to rise above limitations. History is filled with examples of young leaders who came from humble beginnings, yet shook empires, built nations, and redefined the destiny of their people. Their power does not lie in wealth or privilege, but in their unbreakable will. They prove time and again that when the youth of a nation stand united, no force can hold them back. The energy of youth is contagious. When young people believe in change, their conviction spreads to every corner of society. Families, communities, and even leaders begin to see possibilities that once seemed impossible. They do not just bring change themselves, they inspire others to change. Their optimism replaces despair, their courage replaces fear, and their innovation replaces stagnation. That is why the role of youth can never be underestimated. They are not simply the future of a nation, they are the present, the pulse that keeps the nation alive and moving forward. Would you like me to expand each keynote into the same 600-word flow so they all feel like connected parts of one big speech? You said KY ot nano 2 ITP NTO 600 of ORDS duon ADD NDMGs ENE NCS duon ADD ANH EDNGS ChatGPT said, potential means nothing without discipline and direction. Every young person is born with immense capabilities, talents, and inner strength that can create extraordinary outcomes, but potential on its own is like raw energy without a channel. It is like a river that flows aimlessly without banks to guide it, eventually losing its power in scattered streams. The same applies to youth. No matter how talented, intelligent, or creative one may be, if there is no discipline to refine those qualities and no direction to focus them, that potential remains unused, wasted, and forgotten. Discipline is the bridge between ambition and achievement, and direction is the compass that prevents us from walking in circles. When both of these are missing, even the brightest spark dies out before it has the chance to light up the world. Many young people often believe that talent alone will carry them forward, that having dreams is enough to achieve greatness. But history shows us that dreams without effort remain dreams, and talent without discipline often collapses under the weight of challenges. A disciplined youth is someone who knows the value of time, who understands that consistency matters more than bursts of energy, and who treats small habits as stepping stones to larger victories. Success is never an overnight miracle. It is a slow and steady climb built on the foundation of self-control, persistence, and hard work. Without these, potential becomes just a promise that was never kept. Direction is equally important because discipline without a clear path can lead to endless struggle without meaningful results. It is like running fast, but in the wrong direction. You may work harder than anyone else, but you will never reach the destination that truly matters. Youth must have clarity about their goals, about what they want to contribute to themselves and to their nation. This clarity does not come by accident. It comes from reflection, learning, and the courage to make decisions. A young person who knows where he or she is going and who walks that path with discipline becomes unstoppable. Their progress may be slow at first, but with every step, they get closer to turning potential into lasting impact. Discipline is not about restrictions, it is about empowerment. It is about training the mind and body to serve a higher purpose instead of being distracted by temporary pleasures. A disciplined young person is not one who never makes mistakes, but one who learns from those mistakes and continues moving forward without losing focus. The ability to wake up every day with determination to stick to a routine, to prioritize what matters over what is easy. That is what separates potential from real progress. Greatness does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who prepare. And preparation is nothing but disciplined action taken consistently in the right direction. When youth learn to combine discipline with direction, their potential becomes a weapon of transformation. They are no longer carried away by distractions or paralyzed by doubts. They begin to see their energy as a responsibility, not just a gift. They understand that every moment wasted is a step taken away from their dreams, and every moment used with focus is a step closer to changing not just their own lives, but the future of their society. This is the difference between being ordinary and extraordinary, between being a spectator and being a leader, between having potential and creating progress. Do you want me to move on and expand Keynote? No. 3 into 600 words the same way. You said KEY not NO. 3 XT and I NT 600 words don't ADD NDING CNTN CS DES don't ADD NY GS. ChatGPT said, obstacles are opportunities in disguise for the young. Every individual who sets out on a journey of growth and achievement is bound to face difficulties, setbacks, and moments of doubt. For many, these challenges appear as roadblocks meant to stop progress. But for those with the vision and resilience of youth, obstacles are not the end of the road. They are the training ground that prepares them for greatness. It is in these very struggles that strength is built, creativity is born, and determination is tested. Youth possess a unique advantage in this regard because they have the energy, the courage, and the hunger to see beyond immediate difficulties and to turn them into stepping stones towards success. When young people encounter obstacles, they have two choices: either to surrender and accept defeat, or to see those obstacles as hidden lessons and opportunities for growth. The second choice is what differentiates leaders from followers, visionaries from bystanders. Obstacles force individuals to think differently, to innovate, and to push their limits. Without obstacles, life would be comfortable but stagnant. There would be no reason to evolve, no reason to strive for higher goals. For youth, facing obstacles early in life means developing resilience that stays with them forever. It is through these battles that they learn perseverance, patience, and problem-solving, qualities that cannot be taught in books, but only experienced in the real world. Great achievements in history were never born in times of comfort. They were forged in moments of adversity. Young inventors, leaders, and reformers who changed the course of nations all faced tremendous obstacles. Some were told they were too young, others too inexperienced, and many were discouraged from even trying. But those very obstacles became their motivation. Instead of accepting limitations, they turned every challenge into proof of their determination. In doing so, they not only overcame personal barriers, but also opened doors for generations to come. This is the power of seeing obstacles as opportunities. The ability to create light out of darkness and possibility out of struggle. Obstacles also teach youth the importance of persistence. When success does not come easily, it forces them to value every small step forward. It builds humility and gratitude because they know what it means to earn their victories. A young person who has faced and overcome obstacles becomes fearless in the face of future challenges. They no longer see failure as something to avoid, but as a necessary step toward growth. This mindset transforms them into resilient individuals who do not give up when the journey gets hard, but instead find strength in the struggle. For youth, every obstacle is also a test of vision. If the dream is weak, the first challenge will break it. But if the dream is strong, every obstacle only makes it stronger. This is why obstacles are a gift in disguise. They filter out weak intentions and sharpen strong ones. They reveal who is serious about their goals and who is only chasing them casually. In this way, challenges become the allies of the committed, pushing them closer to their ultimate purpose. A nation that encourages its youth to embrace obstacles rather than fear them is a nation that guarantees progress. When young people are taught to see challenges as opportunities, they stop running from difficulties and start running towards solutions. They stop blaming circumstances and start creating change. This mindset does not just build stronger individuals, it builds stronger societies. Because when the youth of a nation become resilient, innovative, and determined, nothing can hold back their collective power to transform potential into progress. Do you want me to continue with keynote? No. For expansion into 600 words in the same style. You said, Nano, for expand ITINTO 600 words, don't ADDA and IDGSENCs, don't ADDNYHEDNGs, Chajiti said. True leadership begins with self-belief and hard work. Every young person dreams of influencing others, of leading change, of leaving a mark on society. But leadership is not about titles, positions, or fame. Leadership is a journey that starts within, and its foundation is built on the unshakable belief in oneself. Without self-belief, even the most talented individuals crumble at the first sign of adversity. It is this inner confidence that fuels courage, allows a person to stand firm when others doubt, and inspires trust in those who choose to follow. A leader who does not believe in their own vision can never convince others to believe in it. This is why the first responsibility of every young person who aspires to lead is to build faith in their own abilities, in their purpose, and in their potential to make a difference. Self-belief, however, is not arrogance. It is not the blind assumption that one will succeed without effort. True self-belief is a balance between confidence and humility, between knowing that failure will come and still choosing to move forward. It is the quiet conviction that no matter how many setbacks appear, persistence and hard work will eventually carve the path to success. Youth who develop this kind of belief become fearless in the pursuit of their goals. They stop comparing themselves to others. They stop waiting for validation. And they begin to understand that leadership is not about being the strongest or the loudest, but about being consistent, disciplined, and determined in the face of struggle. Hard work is the companion of self-belief, and without it, leadership becomes hollow. Every great leader throughout history, whether in politics, science, or social movements, has had to endure long hours of sacrifice, relentless effort, and countless failures before achieving their vision. Hard work is what transforms belief into reality. It is the daily grind, the willingness to do what others avoid, the commitment to improve oneself constantly that creates leaders worth following. Young people often look at successful figures and imagine that their journey was smooth. But behind every success story is a foundation of unseen effort, sleepless nights, and relentless dedication. The lesson is simple: leadership without hard work is only a dream, but leadership with hard work becomes a legacy. The combination of self-belief and hard work creates authenticity, and authenticity is what attracts others. People do not follow leaders simply because of their words. They follow because they see actions that match those words. A young leader who believes in their vision and works tirelessly to achieve it sends a message far stronger than any speech that progress is possible through dedication and resilience. This authenticity inspires trust, and trust is the essence of leadership. Without it, no leader can sustain influence, but with it, even the humblest of individuals can rise to greatness. For youth, this journey of leadership begins in small steps. Believing in oneself to take initiative, to stand up for what is right, to put in consistent effort, even when recognition is absent. These are the qualities that slowly shape leaders. Leadership is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It is about creating the moment through determination. Every act of responsibility, every decision to push harder when giving up seems easier, every choice to remain true to one's values builds the foundation of true leadership. And when self-belief fuels perseverance, and perseverance is matched by relentless hard work, the young transform from dreamers into doers, from followers into leaders who not only change their own lives, but also influence the direction of their communities and nations. Do you want me to carry on with keynote? No. 5 expansion next. You said K10 no. Exped IT NTO 6000 wa RDAS do and DDN 90 set NCS don T8 DDNY HEDIA DIM's gesture GPT said, progress comes when dreams are turned into action. Every young person carries within them a vision of what they want their life to look like, a spark of imagination that tells them they are destined for something greater than the ordinary. Dreams are powerful because they ignite hope. They keep people alive in the face of adversity, and they give meaning to life. But dreams, no matter how beautiful, remain incomplete unless they are acted upon. The world is filled with countless unfulfilled dreams that never left the mind of the dreamer. And what separates achievers from the rest is not the size of their dreams, but the courage and discipline to bring those dreams into reality. Dreams on their own are like seeds. They contain life, they contain potential, but unless they are planted, watered, and nurtured, they will never grow into trees. Action is the soil and the sunlight that transforms a dream into progress. Many young people spend their lives thinking, imagining, and waiting for the perfect opportunity. But progress is never born out of waiting. It is born out of starting, even when conditions are not perfect. The act of taking the first step, no matter how small, creates momentum. That momentum builds courage, and courage opens doors that once seemed closed. Turning dreams into action requires sacrifice. It means giving up comfort, putting in long hours, and facing repeated setbacks. But every sacrifice becomes a building block of progress. Youth must understand that no dream worth achieving will come without cost. The struggle is not a sign of weakness. It is the process that shapes strength. Each failure along the way is not the end of the dream, but a lesson that refines it, sharpens it, and brings it closer to reality. The most successful individuals in history were not those who only dreamed, but those who dared to act again and again, despite facing rejection, doubt, and even ridicule. Action also demands discipline and consistency. Dreams often die not because they are impossible, but because people give up halfway. Youth must learn the art of persistence, the ability to keep going even when progress is slow and results are not visible. Small actions taken consistently over time build extraordinary outcomes. Writing a single page every day eventually becomes a book. Saving a small amount every week eventually creates financial freedom. Practicing a skill daily eventually turns into mastery. These small steps are often ignored because they seem insignificant, but they are the secret path from dreams to progress. Another important truth is that action gives clarity. Many young people are paralyzed by overthinking, waiting for certainty before starting, but certainty never comes before action. It comes after it. The moment you begin to act, you begin to see what works and what doesn't. You begin to refine your vision, understand your strengths, and recognize your weaknesses. This clarity cannot be gained through endless thinking. It can only be earned through doing. Dreams may inspire you, but it is action that teaches you. Progress, therefore, is not a miracle but a process. It is the daily transformation of dreams into small actions that compound over time into big results. Youth who understand this principle become unstoppable because they stop waiting for permission, for resources, or for the perfect moment. They take ownership of their dreams, they act with courage, and they adapt with resilience. This mindset is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, and it is what allows individuals to turn their inner potential into visible, tangible progress that not only changes their own lives, but also inspires everyone around them. Do you want me to go ahead and expand Keynote? No, 6 into 600 words as well. You said K1 Orte, Nan O. Sipt expand ITNTO 600 was done ADD, E and the sentence E is done in ADD, and I as ChatGPT said, the strength of a nation lies in the vision of its youth. Nations are not built only by resources, wealth, or geography. They are built by the people who live within them. And the most dynamic part of that population is always the youth. Young people are the energy, the spirit, and the driving force that carries a country into the future. But this energy requires direction, And that direction comes from vision. Without vision, youth may have strength but no purpose, ambition but no target, passion but no roadmap. Vision gives meaning to their efforts and unites their talents into a collective mission that can transform an entire nation. A vision is more than just an idea. It is a picture of what the future should look like, and the determination to turn that picture into reality. When youth hold a strong vision, they do not get lost in temporary distractions. They see beyond their personal struggles and begin to understand their role in a bigger story. The story of their community, their society, and their nation. A young person with vision does not think only of today. They think of tomorrow, of the generations that will come after them, and of the legacy they will leave behind. This mindset is what creates leaders who not only seek personal success, but also dedicate themselves to collective progress. The strength of a nation can be measured by how much it invests in the vision of its youth. Countries that nurture creativity, encourage innovation, and provide opportunities for young people to express their ideas inevitably rise to greatness. They benefit from the boldness of youth who are unafraid to challenge outdated systems and introduce fresh perspectives. On the other hand, nations that ignore the voices of their young people remain trapped in stagnation. Youth vision is not a luxury. It is a necessity for survival in an ever-changing world. Without it, nations cannot adapt, cannot grow, and cannot compete. History has shown repeatedly that great movements have always begun with the vision of young people. Revolutions, reforms, and renaissances were never started by those who had already settled into comfort, but by those who dared to imagine a better world. The civil rights movements, struggles for independence, breakthroughs in science and technology, all were led by young people who had the courage to dream beyond the limitations of their time. Their vision became the foundation upon which nations were rebuilt, and their determination became the strength that carried those nations through hardship. Vision also instills responsibility in youth. When a young person sees a clear picture of what they want to create, they realize their actions, no matter how small, contribute to that future. This sense of responsibility drives discipline, resilience, and innovation. It transforms youth from passive observers into active builders of society. They no longer wait for change to happen. They become the very agents of change. A nation whose youth embrace this responsibility does not have to fear the challenges of tomorrow, because its strength already lies in the clarity and determination of its younger generation. The vision of youth must not only be personal, but collective. When individual dreams align with national goals, the progress becomes unstoppable. A young entrepreneur who builds a business contributes to the economy. A young teacher who inspires students contributes to knowledge. A young activist who stands for justice contributes to fairness. Each vision, when pursued with determination, strengthens the nation as a whole. This collective vision binds people together, creates unity, and ensures that the strength of the nation grows from the bottom up. Would you like me to now craft the 400-word conclusion of the whole speech, keynotes, together in Imran Khan's motivational style? You said G.V. Mimi Beast Khan UCOAN Demon Anj of Motol SPE, each of 400 words. ChatGPT said, here's a powerful 400-word conclusion and ending in Imran Khan's motivational style, tying all 6 keynotes together. Youth are not just the future of a nation. They are its present strength, its heartbeat, its driving force. When we look at history, every great transformation was born from the courage, the vision, and the determination of young people who refused to accept limitations. The destiny of a nation is written by its youth, and the pen is in your hands. What you write with your actions, your discipline, and your choices will decide whether your country rises to greatness or remains trapped in mediocrity. We have spoken about how youth are the driving force of national change, but that force must never remain raw or wasted. Potential without discipline and direction is like energy without purpose. The greatest gift you have today is time, and how you use it will determine who you become. If you choose discipline over distraction and direction over confusion, your potential will transform into progress that no one can deny. Challenges will come, obstacles will stand in your way, but remember, they are not barriers meant to stop you. They are stepping stones designed to shape you. Every difficulty you face is an opportunity in disguise, a test that will prepare you for bigger responsibilities. Do not run from obstacles, embrace them, because they are the training ground for leaders. And true leadership, as we know, begins with self-belief and hard work. No one in this world will believe in you until you first believe in yourself. Success is not about shortcuts. It is about relentless effort, sacrifice, and the courage to rise after every fall. When you combine your inner confidence with tireless hard work, you not only lead yourself, you inspire others to follow. But leadership is meaningless without progress. Dreams alone cannot change the world. Only action can. Every dream that lives inside you must be turned into consistent steps, no matter how small, because small steps taken daily lead to extraordinary outcomes. Progress does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who act with courage and persistence. Above all, never forget that the strength of a nation lies in the vision of its youth. Your vision must be greater than yourself. It must go beyond personal success and contribute to the collective destiny of your people. If you carry that vision with faith, discipline, resilience, and hard work, There is no force in the world that can stop you from turning potential into progress and progress into greatness